Hi everyone, it is your girl. So, I have my trusty voodoo doll. She is the announcer today. Of course, I've been sticking pins in her ever since that pedophile in office has taken control. So, I guess I have a little bit of craziness to go over. One piece of the craziness is I was talking to my partner about this, and I'm pretty sure he's sick of my mouth. He got mad at me because I was doing these videos. He's so scared that I'm going to end up, getting locked away in prison because I have a voice. And I told him straight up, you don't mind me venting to you. But at times I feel like you get a little mad at me because I talk about this stuff all day. When I'm not at work, I am voicing my opinion about the government and I'm going over things with him so that he can go to his work and talk to the idiots there. And I'm sorry to say idiots, but he has people there, including his head boss, that love Trump. They don't know anything about the government, they don't watch the news. It's funny because he'll bring up things to them, and he called out Trump, and his boss said, you know what? There are people here that like him. So you need to stop bringing him up. And he's been there at the company longer than this asshole has. He's been at the company for over 20 some years. And you're going to sit there and tell him to stop running his fucking mouth about a fucking pedophile. No, he's not going to stop running his mouth. And you know what? I might come in there and run my fucking mouth. So how about you shut your fucking mouth? How about that? So I've been trying to help him look for jobs. I don't know what he's going to be able to find. He's such a hard worker. God, he is so much. He deserves such good things. And with his epilepsy and his seizures, it's hard for him to find things because of his illness. And I get really frustrated about it because he is such a good worker. But he gets so much flack because he has FMLA at work. And he has it because he has seizures. And he had a seizure at work, and they refused to help him pay for going to basically them calling the hospital, calling the ambulance, and having him taken into the hospital. So that's been fucking with them because we got those bills for everything. They're refusing to help. I try to go through his accident coverage, they won't pay because it cannot be at work when he's on the clock. So me being honest, I said he was, because I'm not going to lie about it. I'm a very honest person. I don't steal money from the American people, and I do my taxes correctly, and I do everything I'm supposed to correctly. And this motherfucker is stealing from the American public. Stealing right from us, and he's doing so blatantly. He really doesn't understand the laws and the stuff that he's doing without him stating that it's because he's a president. He got that protection from the courts because he's claiming that it's, it's presidential and he should be able to do whatever he wants as president and not be held liable. Just like his family should not be investigated because of taxes, which makes absolutely no sense to me. He should be in prison for raping little girls. Over 20 women have done reports on him about him either touching them fraudulently or gawking at them or raping them or molesting them. And I'm just shocked. Miss Johnson, Katie Johnson, I'm so sorry for what happened to you. She was trafficked. He has also trafficked pregnant girls to Saudi Arabia. He has made comments about trafficking them, asking, are they pregnant? And the people would say, yes, they are pregnant. Do they have faith? Oh, yes, they do. They believe in God. Oh, well, Saudis love that. It is disgusting what this terrorizer has done. And now he's trying to take the beef market away from our farmers. Who is this pedophile? I'm telling you, I have this feeling in my heart of hearts that he is going to blame everything on Natalie. He's going to blame everything on her. All the posts, all the rants. He's going to blame it on her. And then he's going to blame it on dementia because it's going to come out. He's not well. He cannot perform his duties. She is performing his duties. She is writing those posts. I don't even think he can read very well anymore. He is out of his fucking mind. He is taking Adderall every day. He is taking Adderall. He is not well. He is clearly a demented, deranged, rapist, pedophile felon that needs to be in prison for what he's done to children and women. But what I was thinking about, I was thinking about back in the day, back in 2000, well, not really back in the day, but back in 2016 when everything came out. And it came out before that because back in early 2000s was when we all found out about Epstein and him having these massages and the investigations over that and the court docs. But in 2016 is when like 20 some women were found out to be molested and raped, and the FBI took their testimonies, and then all of a sudden, poof, they reneged their testimonies because they were paid off. They were paid off. They were hushed up. And I'm sorry to say this. I know that Michael Cohen was part of another network that I love, that I really care about. Now he's not. But I think he gave them hush money. And I also think he did what he could to shut them up as human beings against Trump. So, I'm telling you right now, people knew about this man before he took office. It was out in public. It was in the news. It was in the documents. Every time that you pulled him up, that pulled up with it. I remember telling my partner about it. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, this man is disgusting. And then I'm watching a thing about Billy Bush and him talking about grabbing women's pussies because he can. You can grab women by the pussies. And I can do it because of my stature. And that's basically what he said. And they were also talking about one of the women that were the co-stars of the show. She was a guest, I think. And they were talking about how hot she was, how sexy she was, how she's gotten so much hotter. And he's going in and out of this bus and talking about her. And she was disgusted by him after hearing that. I mean, he used to fondle the girls. He used to go in and watch them in the pageants, and this man will stop at nothing to pedophile women and little girls and whatever, to rape women and pedophile little girls is what I meant. But something's got to give. Now we have the Supreme Court allowing this crackhead to continue to build this ballroom, not ball house, ballroom, this urine room. And we all have to sit there and watch him destroy our house. Our house, not his, because his bitch of a skank first prostitute wife doesn't even stay there anymore because of Natalie. Or maybe she's staying at the Kitty Cat Club. Oh my goodness. I heard you all miss me? Miss me? That's what she said. Now tell me if that is not fucking annoying. Tell me if her voice is not annoying. Good Lord, she's a fucking annoying piece of crap. So, anyways, so this judge is allowing this maniac pedophile loser to build this ballroom. For now is what they say, so they can permanently put it in place. Even though the House and the Senate are going to be ruled by Democrats. I have a feeling we're still not going to get this cocksucker impeached. He's still going to be in office, running his fucking mouth, having Natalie type up everything. And I'm telling you, I think most of this shit is his ideas, but I think she takes it to the next level. And that whole thing about the Obamas with the ape terms and the racist comments was her. She wrote all that. I think that she has been poking the bear. She's been poking many bears and hiding behind him as she's doing it. She is just as sick as he is. She is a sicko. She is a pedophile follower. She probably gets her nipples tortured by him. She's disgusting. She's nasty. She's flat-chested. She has no body at all. She looks like a freaking teenage girl. Her body. And she looks like an anorexic bitch. She's ugly. She's ugly on the outside and ugly on the inside. She's disgusting as a human. She does not look like Ivanka. Ivanka had Ivana. Is it Ivana? Ivana, his ex-wife, that I think he had a hand in killing and throwing down the stairs. I think he had a hand in killing a lot of people. But, and Epstein as well. But, that's another case. But, with her, she had fake boobs, and he hated it. He wanted her to have fake boobs, but then called him disgusting. And then, she brought in a dildo to have some fun. And she said something about his wig after he told her he didn't want to be with her. Called her disgusting and how he didn't want to be with her anymore. He was disgusted by her. It was over. And then she said something about his wig. And then he raped her with it. He raped her right on the living room floor. I also think that she was part of the scandals with the trauma that those teenage girls went through. I think that her and Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein and Trump were all in cahoots, especially with Katie. They were all in cahoots. All in cahoots with the pedophilia and the trafficking. I think it was all an enterprise. I think he was supplying these women, and so was Amana. She was supplying these women to these men. And the boat full of teenage girls and the old men. I think it was all supply and demand. I think that was how he was making a lot of his money. And all these corporate people, they're all backing away. They're all supplying money to him and then backing away because they're like, shit, we have to honor this guy because he has shit on us. Just like fucking Netanyahu has shit on Melania and Trump. That's the only reason why we went to that war in Iran, is because of Netanyahu having information on Melania and her dealings with Epstein. So don't fucking tell me, okay, that you did not fucking know about this shit before you voted for this cocksucker. All these Republicans, oh, we didn't know about it. We had no idea that he was a pedophile. We didn't know. We don't care either because doggone it, he's gonna get our bills down. Did he get our bills down? He didn't get one of my motherfucking bills down. He didn't do shit for my bills. I'm still paying a shit ton for my car insurance. I'm still paying a lot for my electricity. You know what my electricity company told me? They sent me a letter and said, if you end up being late, we will automatically put you in a payment arrangement. My electricity went from about $130, $200 a month to $400 a month. I don't know how that's possible. I have not done anything different. It is up to $400 a month. Okay. And I have a little house. It's not big, because I can't afford it. I make a little bit above minimum wage. Like, I don't make a lot of money. I'm trying to go back to school. I don't think that's going to happen either. I want to buy a house, but that's not going to happen. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with me. I am miserable. I hate my job. I hate the economy. I wish I could have just went with freaking Rosie O'Donnell to Ireland. I want out of this country. This is not for me anymore. I've never felt like I belong in the United States. Like, I either want to go to Canada or somewhere in Europe. I want to get out of this regime, Republican regime, MAGA bitch area. I cannot do this. Sorry. I had my MS Now on. I usually don't watch MS Now a lot anymore because I don't really care for Morning Joe. He was visiting with Trump. He actually went and visited with him. He's just as dirty. He's filthy. He is a filthy gremlin. So I don't trust him. I don't know how he's still on TV with MS Now. I think he is a plant. I think he's a true Republican. I mean, you should see how he questions the black Congress ladies. Like, he did a segment with that Angie Congress lady. She's running again. Or she's running. And he was questioning her, like, totally picking at her. I mean, I saw the whole thing and I was totally disgusted. Like, this is what you're asking her. I've never seen him come down hard on anyone like that, but he picks a black lady and rips her from shred to shred. She held her own in the interview. I was proud of her. I really was. I said, you go, girl. She's one of my favorite now. She really is. Anyways, I am just trying to boggle what's inside my brain right now as to why these Republicans don't comment on my Facebook when all I do is talk about Trump. They don't talk about it. There are people in Ohio that I I went to school with and I grew up with, and now I live in a different state, 3,000 miles away. So I'm completely away from the area. I'm very happy about that. I wouldn't have it any other way. The area there is all Republican. It's going Democrat, but those people don't want to hear about Donald Trump and his pedophilia. And it's sad because they'll talk shit about the prices going up in Iran, but When you talk about pedophilia, they don't want to hear it. They didn't care the first time when it came around. They're not going to care now. So, anyways, I also heard that Canada is getting fucked with 50% tariffs. And I'm truly happy that the leader there, Mark Carney, the Canadian Prime Minister, is pressing back with 50% tariffs to us. I think they should boycott us. I think every country should boycott us. I'm sorry to say that, and I know prices are going to go up, but that's the only way these Republicans are going to understand that this man is not good for us. They'll continue to talk about how it's so much better with him. How is it so much better with him? I didn't have to work 2 jobs and kill myself. I didn't want to kill myself. I wasn't depressed when Biden was in office. I only got depressed when Trump took office, the first and the second time, with his lies. He lied both times to the American people. The second time is the worst because now he has Natalie to write all of his posts and suck on his dick. So, and tell him everything he wants to hear. I truly believe that they only have positive things on about him. They only talk about positive things. They don't talk about the real news that's on. They don't talk about the podcast. I think that she tells him exactly what he wants to hear as she's sucking his dick. I'm sorry to say that. It's gross, and I know it is. But somebody's got to say it. You know, I told my partner this. Somebody has got to say this stuff. And I can't sit back anymore. I would love to have a podcast where I was able to tell things and I was able to help people, guide them. But I just don't think people are listening. And I don't have a ton of money to start a podcast. I'm not, you know, a lawyer, an ex-lawyer. I'm not, you know, I don't have a whole bunch of siblings that, you know, work in all these different, you know, parts of how you run a podcast. So I'm me. I'm one girl with a lot of information and a lot of talent. I love to sing. I'm really good at it. I love to write music. And I love to hear the truth. And I think that Donald Trump needs to be removed out of prison, needs to be put in prison and removed out of office. That stupid skank, Natalie Harp, ugly rat-faced bitch, she did not have a security clearance for 1 year, for over a year. She just still doesn't have one. How in the hell is she still in office? Or how in the hell is she still doing a job? And hearing all these important details. How is she able to hear these things? I don't understand it. She's disgusting. He's going to flip the table on her. And when the truth comes out, he's going to pin everything on her rat face. It's all over for her. She's going to be the fall guy for everything. Just watch and wait. I tell my partner, watch and wait. This shit's going to happen. And he watches and he goes, oh my God. You're right. It happened because that's what happens. So, you know, I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I am ready to scream. I'm ready to move on from this country. I have been applying like crazy at different jobs because if you've heard my last documentation or my last talk, my CEO is a Trump backer. He gave him $1 million And only 3 of the healthcare companies gave $3 million, so it has to be one of them that I'm talking about. And good Lord, I cannot believe it. I heard it, but it didn't put 2 and 2 together because I was thinking about so many other things at the time. Like, I was thinking about, oh my God, what am I going to do if this asshole becomes president? It's just so horrible. It's so horrible. It's so sad.
You know, and that's a big thing that you did.
So one thing that struck me about their conversation is that Trump didn't really seem interested in walking down memory lane. In fact, the only real thing he said about their tumultuous past was, accusing lots of people of weaponizing Cohen.
So Michael Cohen, I'm watching this thing about Michael Cohen reuniting with Trump.
Yeah, it's a good question. This is
I can't believe it.
White House. I've never seen a president like this who.
I cannot believe that Michael Cohen reunited with Trump after he was on the Midas Touch. Like, what a piece of garbage. He is disgusting. He is absolutely disgusting. I just cannot believe that he's out there. He's out there trying to talk to Trump. He is. And I didn't understand why the Midas Touch put him on there anyway. I think that they fucked themselves by putting him on there. I never went to his podcast. I was disgusted. I liked his voice, but that's about it. But I didn't trust him. I did not trust him. I thought he was an insider. I think he was leaking stuff. I don't like the man. I think he's dirty. He's filthy. And we allowed him to filthy our party. So, anyways, I'm off now. I'm going to clean my house right now and look for jobs. I have to find something to get out of the shit that I'm in right now. I'm going to try to do a coding program for medical so I can make more money. As you all know, I was not able to finish college. I went, but then I had moved out when I was 17 because my mom, everyone thinks that my mom had dementia from when we were young. I was adopted, both me and my sister, and our mother, prior to my adopted mother, was abusive. She was a prostitute and a drug addict. She also allowed both me and my sister to get molested. She used to leave us alone by ourselves, and while she went gallivanting with different men, she has, I think, she has 8 different children with 8 different men. So I never really met my dad, my biological dad. My sister didn't really meet hers, but we were both molested. And it was hard. My mother that adopted me should have never adopted me and my sister. She had a dark past. My biological grandma was the one that called CPS on my mother, my biological mother, and we got taken to the state. I was in foster care, which it cracks me up to hear Melania Trump talk about foster kids. It cracks me up. You are so fucking stupid. You don't give a damn about foster kids. This is just one thing that you can put on your belt, so when they come after you about the Einstein immigration status, you can be like, well, I invented the car with the label on it that had the kids on there. The foster kids. I've done so much. Bitch, you haven't done shit. You have only been prancing around in your Manolas, okay? Your red Manolas, okay? And prancing around with your fake tits and your fake face and your fake hair. You are the worst first lady we've ever had. You're disgusting. You're horrible. You were horrible the first time. You're a first prostitute. You're disgusting. You're a prostitute. You're kitty cat club prostitute. And nobody misses you. Nobody wants you as first lady. We don't want you as anything. We want you out of the office and we want you deported. Because you deserve it. You deserve to be in one of those pigsty fucking alligator alley El Grande. You need to be in there with those people and they need to be beating you with the fucking stick because you're disgusting. You're a horrible person and you don't give a damn about foster kids. I was a foster kid, okay? I was with nuns in a foster environment until my mother, my adopted mother, came and got me. And she was horrible. She didn't start out horrible, not until I became a teenager and got tits and got bigger boobs than her. And then she used to comment about my body and call me double D, which really hurt me, and gave me a really bad eating disorder. Very bad eating disorder. I used to hoard food, vomit, everything. I was very sick. She did not care about me. And I always felt like I had to make myself ugly around her because she was very jealous. She thought my adopted dad was molesting both me and my sister because we got tucked in at night by him. It hurt me so bad, and it fucked with my brain growing up. And my dad and my two asshole brothers that I don't even talk to, they're my adopted brothers, I don't talk to them at all because growing up she always pinned us against each other. They're horrible to me. They used to call me China Girl because I have slanted eyes because I'm ethnic. I'm part Hispanic, and they used to call me China Girl, and it hurt me so bad to my core. Imagine living in Ohio around racist people and your own brothers are racist. I heard them say the N-word more than anything, and it cut me to the core because I'm not like that. My one brother used to call me a left brain, and I always thought that was funny because I am a left brain. I'm a leftist. You know, I'm not a far left, but I'm a leftist. Yes, I am. I was independent, and then I moved to Democrat. And it's been a ride, you know, it really has. I have been trying to trust people more. It's been really hard. I haven't really talked to my family in years because of all the abuse that me and my sister went through, everything that happened with us, and the verbal abuse, and then the physical that happened with my mom and myself, and it was very bad. I mean, I could tell you stories about what happened to me, and it would curl your toes. I'm gonna leave it at that. But the abuse was bad, and I wasn't able to pay for college. She died of dementia. That's why I know a lot about dementia, and I know so much about it. And she was like a baby when she died. She was hiding things, and everything came out about her biological father killing her mother, strangling her. I didn't know this. If I would have known this, I could have actually tried to understand her more, you know. But I didn't know this. I didn't know that she saw that, and it fucked her up. and it made her really cold and mean. And her mother hated her, just like what she put me and my sister through. But her mother died, and then she was adopted by her uncle, which we called Grandpa. And my dad will never say that she died of dementia. She died of Parkinson's. No, she died of dementia. She had it bad. She used to shit herself, like crawl on the floor, hide things, rip up pictures because she liked the noise. My mother was a scholar. She was about the smartest person that I knew. And she was a nurse, a really good nurse, for years. She used to work hard. But she hated people on welfare, just like every Republican does. But she was a tough bitch. And that was a lot like I am, you know, and I respect her for that. But she was very abusive, and I know it was the dementia that was going on. And my dad even said he thought she had dementia, but he's never once apologized to me for what she's done to me personally. All the years that I suffered because of her. So, anyways, off of this sap stuff, I I try not to let this stuff upset me. I've gone through a lot, and it's pushed me back a lot of years because I didn't finish college, and now I'm regretting it. I should have finished college. I just didn't have the money, you know. I don't have the money to go to college. If I could get a scholarship, I would do it, but I make too much money. When you make too much money and you're not a complete minority, you don't get shit from the government. You just don't. I tried to look out for, like, you know, foster children or maybe an adopted scholarship, but I'm not going to kill myself writing essays about this crap for $500. Like, it's, I have too much stuff going on with my jobs and trying to, you know, do that and trying not to fucking lose it on every call that I get from these MAGA maniac assholes on the phone. So, anyways, I hope everybody's Saturday is going great. I am truly off right now. Please, for the love of God, get out there and vote. 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 I just want to see this man get what he deserves. And what he truly deserves is years behind bars for rape, for coercion. He deserves it. Him and Michael Cohen deserve it. I think he's the worst of the worst, too. I mean, what Midas Touch did for him to let him come on that podcast. I mean, I would love to be on a podcast through Midas Touch. I think I would be an asset. I research all the time. And I love talking about the government. I'm really good at it, too. So, I'm just not the norm. I'm not, you know, a Gen Z. They call me a Gen Z, though, because I'm, like, teetering. But, you know, I'm not a young kid that was born after, you know, President Clinton took office. You know, I'm not a scholar, and I wish I was. You know, I only did 2 years of college. I graduated high school, did 2 years of college, and I graduated high school while I was working 2 freaking jobs and going to high school and living in an apartment next to the high school. My mother called the school after I moved out and told them I wasn't living with her anymore because she didn't tell them why, but they always believed that I was like this horrible person. She was abusive, verbally and physically. and I couldn't take it anymore, so I moved out. I moved out when I was 17. And thank God I did, because I don't think I would have made it. I honestly think she would have killed me. She was that sick. I mean, good days were good days, but bad days were horrible. And it was really bad with her. I suffer every day because of it. I think I'm too honest for these podcasts. I speak my mind. I tell it like it is. I don't hold anything back. And I got a brain. I'm not just gonna sit there and take people's money and do ads all freaking day and shut my mouth. I'm gonna speak the fucking truth. So, all right, it's 40 minutes in. I'm mumbling and I'm gonna get off here. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and clean my house and peace out. Have a good day today, guys. Get out there and vote soon. We need this asshole impeached in that office. Peace.